Right, we're at the Vincent Delaney Memorial, catching up with a very familiar face, Shane Tritton. Hi, mate.
Hey, mate, what's going on?
A long way from home, and you get to see some familiar faces and see some good racing. It's a good day, isn't it? A good weekend.
Yeah, it's been great. You know, we're very excited to come. They're very nice people over here, and my dad actually came to this a bunch of years ago, and we've got the chance. We were always going to come, and to this year, Lauren got to drive, and we got to meet up with a few people that we know, and a few people from home that we know, and it's been really good.
It's a very, very small world. It's a good world too. It's a fun world, actually. Kimberly Butts just standing there talking to a gentleman who drove in the Inter-Dominion. He drove Rufus Youngblood in a consolation of the Inter-Dominion, ran third. So it is a very, very small world. It is a great carnival. They're so passionate, aren't they, over here?
Oh, look, I actually was talking to a guy last night, and I was saying it's more about the horses and about the enjoyment of the sport, you know, when you see this sort of stuff. You know, we get wrapped up in the commercial side of it and the business side of it, but it's good to see people that are just cheering the fact that they won a race, and it's probably that means the most to them. And you know, it's not even for a lot of money. It's just the joy of it, which is what harness racing is supposed to be about. I reckon they put on a show. Lady drivers, a couple of ladies. Right, Alexis, she had 3 horses in the race before. She had 1 in that race. They got horses everywhere. They waited for her. They say, no, we'll wait, we'll do this properly. And then, so they're running late. They still did every interview, gave every person the time. They put a show on. Yeah, look, it's the way they've done this carnival. They told us how good it is, but you get here and you don't expect them to be treating it like, you know, we had a gala dinner last night, we got a restaurant tonight, it's the nicest food, it's everything, there's stuff for the kids. It's amazing that they've put this on, and I'm sure it's only going to get bigger and better, and we're just happy to be part of it.
Of course, Lauren and Kimberly Butt were driving in the lady drivers race as well, and it was a pretty good result. If they can't win it, that was the ladies' name. The race was named after her daughter won it, so I think that's pretty fitting, and she was pretty chuffed with it.
Yeah, look, you know, it's all about being part of it, and you know, Lauren didn't have much luck, and you know, she probably had a bad luck if anything. But end of the day, it's about having a bit of fun. But it's great to see people. They were very emotional. The girl that won it, and you can understand that, and you know, it's a very special thing in harness racing. There's a few times that when you really need something to go good or something crazy happens, and you know, it's always been a part that my life, there's always been that horse that steps up when you really need it to, and I'm sure that girl will never forget that.
No, she won't. And a lot of the people there, including the Delaneys, Lillian and Derek, they were pretty chuffed. They were out there. I think there was nearly some tears, so I think that's really cool. How's everything going in America?
Pretty good, you know. We're keeping fairly busy. A few nice horses, and you know, everything's it's the same no matter what country you're in. You're just working hard and trying to be successful, and you know, this is a part of our life that we're still learning and getting better at it. But it's certainly been fun, and we're ticking boxes off and doing things that we want to do, and hopefully we can keep learning and keep improving.
Listening to you last night, I think that's one of the big things that you have learnt, is that you've got to learn. You've got to change and you've got to learn, and I suppose watch, you know, some of the guys that have done it day in, day out to actually understand it. Looks simple from the outside, doesn't it? They race a mile, you know, just get your horse out the gate and away you go. It looks simple. It ain't that simple, is it?
No, definitely. It's given us a new appreciation for, you know, the conditioning of a horse and the welfare of a horse. You know, it's the racing. Like we had a horse race last week. He went 51 at Yonkers sitting parked. You know, that's a half mile like Penrith. So it's pretty crazy how fast they've got to go, and how much that takes a toll, and how much you've got to work with that, and the type of horses you've got to do. And so it has been great. We're learning, but you know, the fact that we can compete at the highest level has been you know, a step for us that we wanted to take, and just got to try and keep trying to find the next champion. That's what it's always been about, and it's no different over here.
Barn size? What's a barn size?
I think we got 25. You know, it's been interesting. We're weighing up with the babies or the imports, and you know, trying to work out the right system. It's been tough to get that balance right. You know, but we're going to buy a few babies this year, and we're still importing. But it's just about working out the right type of horses and seeing. You know, it's actually changed our mind on buying horses over there to find the right ones. It's been, you know, at home you're thinking, you know, this thing's got a lot of speed, it'll suit. But sometimes you got to change the way you look at the type of horses that do well here, and it's certainly that's been probably the biggest learning curve. So hopefully we're getting better at it.
A few horses, like a horse like Leonidas, he said, I think he went 50 from memory around Bendigo before he went over. I think he broke the track record before Ride High went and broke it, and he's done a great job over there. But then you see other horses, and it's just like, wow, they run, and you just shake your head at how they can run those times.
Yeah, look, there's been a few horses that certainly are surprised, but when you pull it apart, you can kind of understand, why they've done well. And there's been some that should have done better that haven't. But I think the biggest thing is just learning how to get them to condition to the environment and to get them through that. But it's all, you need a bit of luck too, and I think that's a big part of it. And just looking after the horses, and I think we're going to keep doing both, importing and still buying the babies. But it's just the thrill of the horses. We got one of the first horses we bought was a horse called Nandolo, and looking at him, he's a big 17 hands, goofball, and he races around the smallest track and does super, and he's won nearly 700,000 since he's been here. So it's just a pleasure to be doing it, and hopefully we can keep being successful.
Did you buy him off Johnny Cox, or was he he knew the horse?
No. We I think Peter Larkin picked him out for us, and he was certainly a horse we needed to work out. He was a bit goofy, and but he turns up every week. He sits parked, which you can't do in America, and so he's certainly been a big help to our stable. I think he's racing Monday when we get back, so he won last week. But there's been a bunch, but we're a bit smaller stable than we were in Australia, which was by design, and we've got a family life that we try to keep to, and get to do things like this. We went to the Elite Lop this year and meeting new friends, and it's been great.
And that's one of the great things about this industry. The recent announcements of stake increases to New Zealand, does that affect you when you're looking at horses? Like, has that changed the demographic of the horses that you can look at now? Have you noticed a difference already?
It's made it tougher, definitely. We've found that we're more looking at the Australian horses now more than New Zealand, or they're going to Australia more than we look at them. New Zealand's doing a great job. They're fighting and they're putting things together that are going to help their industry, which is great. Australia's always having its ups and downs. It looks like it's going forward and it goes back, and it's just good to see New Zealand. At one point it looked like they were in trouble, but the fact that they're, we were just talking the other day, like, for a good horse, they can race for 25 to 30 grand every week. That's hard to do. It used to be. So it's good for them, and certainly makes our life a little bit harder. But we usually get the ones that they've reached their class in New Zealand, and in Australia they're having a few little issues that we can help them with, and that's usually a good recipe for success.
No, absolutely. Coxie's on a wild one here. It's taking a bit of getting the card on, so he'll be fine. One more quick question, because the weather here is sensational. You look tanned, you look buffed. How the hell do you live there in wintertime? The snow and the cold, it's got me buggered.
Well, the first year wasn't real pretty. We, it was like minus 22 at one day, right? So we were like, this can't be happening. But the next year, it was probably the same, but we didn't feel it as much. So obviously we're getting used to it. But look, I used to not be able to handle the winters at Menangle. So the fact that we're dealing with it now is not too bad. But it's
not far away, you know that.
No, well, we certainly have enough of it when we're in it. But it's very strange. We've got very hot summers and very cold winters. So we definitely get 4 different seasons. But it's been great. Like I said, it's good weather here. Well, I was worried how the weather was going to be here, but it's beautiful, and all we can do is enjoy it while we can.
It's a heat wave, they say. So,
exactly, yeah.
Thanks, mate. Well done. I'm going to catch up with Lauren, but I don't think I'll do it today. I reckon I'll do it tomorrow morning. Things just didn't quite go to plan. We'll leave that alone, but thank you very much, and look forward to catching up with you later on tonight.
No worries, thank you.